I was told to stay away from a specific person by my friends because this guy, he's made people very uncomfortable. He actually made me feel very uneasy when I first met him. As the holiday season is active right now, as you know, ho ho ho, this guy who I was told to avoid, he invited me to his house for a holiday party. Now, several years ago, I went to his house before, and his house was like a zoo. There was a random cat like laying around too. It was weird. It looked like he was a hoarder. This picture I found on Google is almost a perfect example of what his house looks like. Just imagine like four cats somewhere digging inside of there, right? It's a big house. It's just every room has junk and random stuff laying around. When I came over to his house years ago, his girlfriend was there and he was giving me a tour of the place, right? With his girlfriend. And he went to his bedroom, and inside of his bedroom, there's a locker. He opened it. He had semi-automatic rifles just lined up, like a big storage locker, just rifles. And he's like, "Yo, Andre, do you want one?" I'm like, "Huh? Nah, I'm good, bro. Like, I'm not a licensed carrier, but like, yo, bro, you trying to give me some semi-automatic rifles? Like, what are you talking about, bro?" I didn't say it, but I'm just thinking like, yo, actually, let me take a step back to why I went to his house a few years ago to begin with, right? So my friend knew about this guy because he used to hang out with them consistently. So one day, years back, we all went out to dinner, and I see him hand my other friend this rectangular box. And I'm like, "What's that?" He said it's a taser. The reason why he got him a taser, or rather it's a stun, I think a stun gun is actually different than a taser, right? So it's a stun gun he gave him, right? It looked like this picture I'm putting on the screen right now. And he said that he gave it to him because my friend got a job in the city. So he wanted something for protection. Now me, out of curiosity, I was like, "Hey, yo, can I have one too? Like, how much? I'll pay you for the stun gun." And I don't go to the city that often, but you never know. Some crazy guy could try to rob me one night, and I pull out the taser or the stun gun, and then maybe things go smoother. So he said, "Sure, Andre, come to my house on Monday, and I'll give you one." So that's why I was at this guy's house. I was looking to get a taser or a stun gun. So now here's the problem. Between that day and Monday, where I was supposed to meet him at his place, I looked it up. In New York, you can't buy a taser or a stun gun. Rather, for anyone who lives in, I think this even applies to California too, and New Jersey. But if you go on Amazon right now, if you live in California, New Jersey, I doubt it's in Florida, and New York, right? And you go to Amazon right now, and you look up pepper spray, Amazon will refuse to sell it to you because there's a location ban. Any sort of self-defense item cannot be purchased in certain parts of the United States. To get pepper spray or any other self-defense mechanism like a stun gun, you have to go to official retail stores, like specific stores, like gun stores, physically. And they'll do like background checks and stuff. I don't know. I'm too lazy to do it. And besides, he told me that he was going to give me one on Monday anyway, so I might as well go to this place. So boom, back to the story. He offered me literal assault rifles. And I told him, "Bro, I'm not licensed." He said, "Nah, Andre, you don't have to pay for these or take them with you. I'll leave it here. And whenever we hang out, I can bring it with me and you can shoot it." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good, bro. I'm good." Like, I'm not against people owning firearms, nor myself, but I don't want to have a rifle. Even if you say it's mine and you'll keep it at your place, what's the point then? You know what I'm saying? Like, so we could go hunting together. I want to go hunting with you, bro. Like, I'm sorry. So then we all sat down in his bedroom, right? And we were all talking about life. Me, him, and his girlfriend. And he's like, "So, Andre, I don't have a taser for you. They only sell it when there's like a market around. But here," and he puts a knife on the table on the desk I was sitting at, and it was a flip knife. And he told me, "Andre, just carry it with you." And I said, "Fine. Thanks for the knife, I guess." Now, here's another thing about New York City. You can't carry knives if the blade is longer than about 4 inches. That's a little bit more than your ring finger, the average ring finger, I would say. If you put the blade and measure it against your ring finger, the unwritten rule, if the blade is longer, then it's probably illegal. Now, you're seeing a pattern with this story with this guy, right? Very edgy. Yeah, guns may be cool to you, so may be knives. I'm not against them either. It's just New York City is very strict on these things. You're testing the waters of the law here, but it doesn't stop. Soon after we were talking about life and he gave me the knife, he said, yo, Andre, I got a gift for you. And he puts down a bag. It was a sandwich bag, right? And it had these brown rectangular things in it. And it's like, if you don't know what it is, I looked at it. It's like, are these brownies? I opened the bag, the sandwich bag. I felt pop. This intense smell of weed slamming against my face. And he's like, take it home with you. It's my gift. I'm like, hey, free weed, bro. I said, sure, why not? And boom, I went home. I didn't actually eat any of the brown. Wait, no. I had 2 of them like a day after I brought them home. But I didn't eat the rest. They were in my closet for like months before I threw them out. So my friends don't really like this guy because of his behavior. They feel like he pressures people too much or is a bad influence. I told my friends the same exact story I told here in this video, except I didn't share one thing he tried to pressure me to do while I was at his place. I didn't say in this video, but I told my friends what it was. And they feel he's just a bad influence and wants other people to get involved in whatever he's doing. That's why he was offering me guns, and that's why he was giving me a bunch of stuff. They think he was trying to bombard me with gifts and stuff, use it against me or whatever. It's funny because right before I left, after he gave me all this stuff, or offered and then gave me the weed brown, he said we had another conversation and he asked me to do something for him. He wanted me to commit to something. I don't want to get into details about it, but he wanted me to commit to something, right? I didn't want to do it. And he was kind of pressuring me a lot. I was trying to leave. I was like, bro, stop bringing up this conversation. I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? So we kind of all avoid this guy. I was told specifically to avoid him. Now, here's the thing. He ended up hanging out with us the other night, right? He invited us to like some holiday party he has. And while we were out the other day, everything I said in last video, I was sharing with my friends. You know, what was going on in my head and everything like that, right? I'm just going through something. This guy goes, Andre, you know what you need? You need some weed, bro. And we're all like looking at him like, bruh, come on, bruh. And he's sitting there really trying to push the concept of how apparently smoking weed will solve everything. It's like, yo, I got some weed for you, bro. Don't worry. You know, we can smoke it together. You know, if you ever feeling this type of way, man, you know, just smoke with me, bro. I got some good weed. And I'm just like, it's like, dude, like, stop, please. Yo, I tell this story for a specific reason. I feel like his suggestion, and this gets to the main topic of the video. His suggestion, it's very much of an active thing that people don't address very often. I feel like a lot of people use smoking as a way to cope with negative emotions or experiences. He's trying to get me to do that. Smoking weed is going to make you feel more relaxed, or however it personally affects your emotional or mental state in a positive way, right? But using it that way, which I feel a lot of people do, is a huge coping mechanism. Think about it like this. For anyone here who smokes, oftentimes your emotions become filtered because you're too busy being high. Your raw emotions and your raw mental state, your natural one, isn't present because you're smacked right now. And that may be fine to you, especially if you're going through a lot. As the saying goes, you may get high to get rid of the lows. The unfortunate thing about that is it's only temporary, of course. So once that wears off, you start smoking some more. And then it starts to become a pattern. And listen, I think weed is expensive, by the way. I don't know why y'all got so much money for weed. Imagine if you saved all that money too. But listen, whatever. Okay, listen, you get so consistent with smoking weed that it's almost like a background worker in your life. It's like a passive part of you existing. Some people, they just have the urge. Like some people act like weed isn't addicting. Then it's like an active passive part in their life. You know what I'm saying? Whenever I would smoke, it felt like I was wasting my life in a sense because my mental state was so neutralized and I would just lay there. I made a video about this a long time ago, but if you remember, I was saying whenever I smoke weed, I feel lazy. I feel too pacified. And you may argue that could be a good thing, right? Somebody who may have things going on, that may be a good thing. You feel chill, right? Pacified. But when you're neutralized like that and you're just laying there and mindlessly scrolling through your phone or whatever you're doing while you're high, doom scrolling, it's like an easy waste of life. You want to know why I didn't eat the rest of those brownies he gave me? I remember when I had them the day after I brought them home, they were strong. I was slouching on my computer chair, watching random YouTube videos, which I would never find interesting if I wasn't high. And I would be watching these nerdy videos about like history and science and stuff. And those videos, I usually like them when I'm not high too, but like certain topics I just don't care about. But like, it's funny because even though I watched these history and science videos and stuff like that, and I understood what was going on while it was high, I don't remember anything about it when I was normal again. So what was the point of this? All that knowledge and information absorbed for nothing. I'm glad it got me through it, okay? But come on, man. See, and that also emphasizes what I meant about how when you're high, all your negative emotions and tolerances and everything, it's out the window. You're so chill that you'll just do whatever naturally floats the boat. And I've seen people say when they smoke, they are prone to laugh more. Like some people, their laughter, they say laughter heals everything, right? I hear you. You're right. Laughter does heal a lot. However, maybe this hasn't been you, but me, the first few times I smoked weed, I thought everything was funny. But once I got used to the feeling of getting high, that funny effect is gone. Things aren't funny to me anymore like it would be in the past. I'm more just relaxed and trying to escape my raw and overwhelming emotions. Maybe that's just me. If you smoke weed consistently and you watch this, do you still laugh and giggle about everything like you used to in the past when you first started or so? And you see, with that being clearly said, if that changed for you, right? Where things aren't just funny, like it's not funny anymore when you're smoking, right? Then smoking weed isn't about having fun anymore to you. It's just something you're doing for a temporary escape. And once that feeling fades, here's what happens. Now you're just left there facing the same emotions and problems you tried to subconsciously escape. And there are so many other, I know I'm piling on weed here, but there's so many other substances that can be used to cope. This video is about weed, but remember maybe last year I made a video about how I spoke about my alcohol issue. I did it for the same reason I'm expressing here about weed. I go out every night with my friends. I always get hammered because it numbed my emotions. I couldn't just drink socially, just calmly drink, get a little buzz. No, I had to get hammered. And it made me distracted from thinking about my problems. And then when I'm back to normal, not only am I hungover, but my problems are still here. So the next day, guess what? Since I feel the problems again, I'm going to drink again. Oh, we not going out tonight? Okay, don't worry. I got some liquor at home. Alcohol is more dangerous than weed, in my opinion. I may be wrong. Okay, hence my opinion. There's probably studies that may prove me wrong, right? I think, though opinionated, it's more dangerous because alcohol can make your personality 10 times more than what it is, especially let out an extreme version of it. And that sometimes can get destructive. And listen, you could just be that type of person, you know what I'm saying? Weed, it just makes you okay with doing nothing and just laying there and being chill. I think that's better than drinking. But anyway, I digress. It's still the same concept about escape mechanisms. I've seen people say the same exact thing about vaping too, especially when you're vaping heavy nicotine throughout the day. Although the dynamic may be different, that dopamine effect from nicotine can cloud your negative emotions and anxiety. And for whoever's watching or listening, I'm not trying to push the idea of never smoking, vaping, or smoking vape, whatever, or drinking or anything, right? I'm not trying to push none of that. I'm just mentioning how I've been just as bad, but only with alcohol in the past. I'm not alcoholic no more, but that only lasted for like 4 weeks. I'm good now. What I'm trying to say is that what this story was about and so forth is when you put yourself in a situation where you cloud and shade your emotions and anxiety and pain, you don't give your raw and true consciousness time to process what you're going through. If you never allow your trauma or pain to be analyzed or rationalized by your brain naturally over time, because as they say, time heals everything, right? You've been heartbroken or something bad happened to you before, and as time progressed, you healed. But that's because you let yourself naturally rationalize and come to terms with it. If you sit there chugging down alcohol or smoking weed so much that you're zoned out or not in the right mental space, how do you expect to find a sustainable path to repair? I brought up last video because if you've seen it, I go through stuff too, but I'm gonna be okay. I did drink a little as a recent get together because I'm a little bit upset about something. Okay, listen, I still got a little bit in me, but I'm trying to get my mind together naturally with it. Okay, but I could also get high and maybe drink even more and just suppress it. It's just thing is, these problems or whatever I'm going through will eventually just come back, whether that be all at once or something else. It may slowly even begin to walk back into my life. That's why I rather deal with it through natural and through like a raw consciousness. If you want to smoke or drink, it's something worth addressing with yourself. Why exactly are you doing this right now? Like, why are you so consistently doing it? Why are you, like, hey, listen, I've seen people who smoke consistently and they get antisocial when they're high. Like, they may not even be using it for their mental state. Some people, they smoke and it gets more destructive than anything. They don't even realize it. I've seen extroverts become complete introverts, and that can ruin your authentic social experience with other people. I've been high before and I started acting weird. I have nothing to say. I'm like paranoid. I'm so focused on being high that I'm not even interested in conversations. It's not that good of a result, Anyway, what do y'all think? Y'all smoke? Used to? This episode is found on Spotify and YouTube. Times Square.
Nightmare 7 a.m. in the morning though. No surprise. Times Square's you and I under those lights. No disguise. Don't tell me everything you wanted was a lie. All those city lights, it's an endless night. Never expected you to bring me so much life. Close my eyes too long, then it's time to say goodbye. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Let's dance all night until the stars don't show glow. Till the sunrise, then we go solo. Making up for all the times that we were low. Let's make some memories before we do go. Caution. Wait a moment, keep my heart locked away, it's filled with emotion. Gave the key to you, right in front of you is open. Hey, try your best to not leave it broken. Oh, it's been a while since you know it's frozen.